April 13, 2016, the city of Los Angeles didn't sleep. Outside the Staples Center, thousands of fans crowded the streets. Some held posters, others wore purple and gold jerseys with the number 24 Atari. Inside, every seat was filled. But this wasn't just another Lakers game. It was the end of an era. Kobe Bryant was about to step onto the court for the last time. He walked out of the tunnel slowly, soaking in the roar of the crowd. The lights, the cheers, the chants, everything was for him. 20 years with the same team, 5 championships, countless memories, and now just one more game to play. Kobe looked around. Stars were everywhere. Celebrities, former teammates, legends. But he wasn't there for the spotlight. He was there for the game, for the fans, and for the love that had kept him going even when his body screamed to stop. The Lakers were playing the Utah Jazz, a strong team, younger, faster, but none of that mattered tonight. This wasn't about playoffs or standings. It was about saying goodbye, and from the moment the ball was tipped, Kobe's fire lit up the court. He missed his first few shots. The crowd groaned, but no one gave up on him. Then he found rhythm. A fadeaway jumper, a step back, 3-pointer, a fast break layup. The arena exploded. Each basket felt heavier than the last, carrying the weight of years, of sacrifice, of greatness. By halftime, Kobe had already scored 22 points. The noise was deafening. Fans knew something special was happening. This wasn't a farewell. It was a celebration, a reminder of everything he'd given them. And he wasn't finished yet. The second half began, and Kobe's fire only grew. Each time he touched the ball, the crowd rose to their feet. It didn't matter if he was double-teamed, pushed, or pulled. He fought through it all. He dribbled with purpose, passed with wisdom, and shot with heart. By the third quarter, he was in full control. The Jazz were trying hard, but they knew they were part of something bigger than the game. Kobe started hitting impossible shots. Deep threes, off-balance jumpers, reverse layups. He played like a man refusing to say goodbye. The scoreboard ticked on, but all eyes were on him. The fans chanted his name. His teammates fed him the ball. No one else wanted to shoot. This was his night. Every second was history in the making. As the fourth quarter started, the Lakers were still behind, but Kobe had already scored over 40 points. Still, he didn't slow down. The arena buzzed with every movement. The clock kept ticking, but he seemed to turn back time. With 5 minutes left, he had 50 points. At 37 years old, with worn knees, aching muscles, and a heart that refused to quit, the building shook. People laughed and cried at the same time. It didn't feel real. Then he took over. He hit a three-pointer, then another, a fast break, a steal, a pull-up jumper. The Lakers pulled ahead. Every shot was a roar, every point a memory. The fans didn't sit for the last 5 minutes. They screamed for every moment. The final minute began. Kobe had 58 points. The Lakers led by 1. The pressure was back, just like the old days, but he didn't flinch. He took the inbounds pass, dribbled, drove, stopped, pulled up, and scored 60 points in his final game. The crowd lost control. Strangers hugged. Grown men cried. The arena turned into a sea of waving arms and flashing lights. The scoreboard didn't matter anymore. The win was sweet, but the real victory was what they had witnessed. The buzzer sounded. Lakers 101, Jazz 96. Kobe stood at half court, breathing hard, sweat dripping. His teammates ran to him. He hugged them, smiled, then looked up to the sky. It was done. He walked to the microphone for one final message. The crowd quieted, and then he spoke, his voice full of emotion, eyes reflecting everything he had just lived through. "What can I say?" he asked with a smile. "Mamba out."
What can I say? Mamba out.
He dropped the mic. The arena erupted. It was more than a catchphrase. It was a symbol. A goodbye from a man who had given everything. A goodbye from the Mamba. Behind that unforgettable night was a story built over 2 decades. Kobe had entered the NBA at just 17. A skinny kid with dreams too big for his body. People doubted him. Some said he was too young, too cocky, too selfish. But Kobe never listened. He studied the greats. He copied Jordan's moves, mimicked Magic's leadership, and built a work ethic that scared even his teammates. Early in his career, he struggled, but he learned. He practiced more than anyone, slept less, trained harder. While others rested, Kobe worked. He became a star. then an Eddie champion, then a legend. He wasn't always liked, but he was always respected. He pushed people, sometimes too hard, but everything he did came from love for the game, for winning, for greatness. Injuries came, pain never left. His body broke down, Achilles torn, knees worn out, but even then he came back, stronger, fiercer, smarter. He didn't play for stats, he played for legacy. And when he knew the end was near, he chose to make it count. He didn't just fade away. He turned his last game into a masterpiece, a reminder of who he was, what he stood for. Even after the game ended, the world couldn't stop talking about it. News channels played highlights. Social media exploded. Fans from every country shared stories. It wasn't just about basketball anymore. It was about inspiration, about giving your all, no matter the odds. Young kids who'd never seen him play live now, knew his name. They watched that final game and saw what passion looked like, what commitment meant, what it means to leave the world in awe. Kobe had always said he wanted to inspire. That night, he did more than inspire. He created a memory that would live forever. Coaches showed their teams the highlights. Parents told their children about the Black Mamba. Artists painted his image. Writers tried to capture his spirit. But the truth was, nothing could fully explain it, because it wasn't just a game. It was a goodbye wrapped in greatness, a final chapter that felt too perfect to be real. And that's what made it unforgettable. Kobe had started as a kid with a dream. He left as a man who had conquered it, not with ease, but with pain, persistence, and fire. Years later, people still remember that night. The night one man reminded the world how beautiful basketball can be, how powerful heart and determination really are. Kobe's legacy didn't end with the final buzzer. It lived on in his words, his teachings, his passion for storytelling, for family, and for chasing excellence in everything. His tragic passing in 2020 only made the memory stronger. That last game became a symbol of who he was, relentless, fearless, unforgettable. And every time someone picks up a basketball, whispers Mamba mentality, or watches those 60 points again, they feel it, the spirit of a man who refused to quit. Because in the end, Kobe Bryant didn't just play basketball, he lived it. And on his final night, with the whole world watching, he gave them one last masterpiece. He gave them magic. He gave them fire. He gave them everything. Then he bowed out, not with tears, but with triumph. Mamba out, but never forgotten.